start again. It's a rich
What's going on, everybody? It's the Bulls Show, aka Aidan, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be discussing a young, upcoming Chicago Bulls player that participated in our Summer League and actually ended up having an accolade in relation to the Summer League, making the All-Summer League second team, and his name is Marko Simonović, ladies and gentlemen. He was a second-round draft pick a couple of years ago, came into this Summer League at the end of the day with a point to prove. Spent most of his time in the G League last season, did not really get much opportunities at the highest level in the NBA, but nevertheless, he's continuing to work hard. I think it's shown every single step of the way, and he's earned a very strong accolade from this Summer League experience. So, first and foremost, congratulations to Marko Simonović, and we're going to be talking about, I guess, what this could potentially mean, as well as, again, how well he actually performed in this Summer League. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to The Bulls Show, turn notifications on, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about Marko Simonovic's performance in the Summer League. Again, does this take it over the top in your belief that he could be a Chicago Bulls player heading into the main team this season? Or do you just think at the end of the day, Summer League is the Summer League? Yes, it's a great accolade. Yes, it's good that he achieved those things, but it's not the end-all be-all. Again, I know many people will be very split on that decision, but one thing I feel like many people are not split on is that they want to see Marko get an opportunity at the NBA level. And I think this Summer League performance is the main reason because of that. If he has a bad Summer League and he doesn't get any accolades, he doesn't come close to getting any accolades in relation to the Summer League, there are not many people that are going to be demanding Marko Simonović to either be the third choice center or to be the power forward on the Chicago Bulls team as a bench option. Now, I've already said my 2 cents on that situation. I say it countless times. I think as a third choice center, Marko, I would prefer him to be in the G League where he's going to get guaranteed minutes. If he can somehow make that power forward position, I'd be more than happy to see Marko get a bench option as a power forward who could also play center as well. Maybe both combinations. But just as a backup center, with already 3 centers in mind, even if we waive Tony Bradley and we keep Marko as the third choice center, he's just not going to see the floor. So I'd really hope the Bulls will continue to develop him in the G League and call upon him when the emergency time comes. That's what I've always said about Marko. And I guess the main reason why he ended up getting an All-Summer League second team vote was his season averages for those 5 games in which we went 4-1. He actually averaged a very strong 15.6 points per game, 8.8 rebounds, and 2 assists, shooting 50.8% from the field. That is a truly incredible stat line for Marko Simonović. And I think this shows that the Bulls are really prioritizing development. And I've always said it, and I'll continue to say it. And it looks like they're doing a really good job in terms of development. And we'll know over time with more other players. But when it comes to Marko's development, you have to give full credit to the Bulls for fully trusting in Marko's development and finding ways where, even though many people wanted to force him straight into the team, the Bulls believed he wasn't ready. And maybe at the time he wasn't ready, but he's slowly and surely getting to that point where he could have a very talented and very fulfilling career in the NBA if he keeps up this level. It might not be this season. Maybe next season is where he gets his grandstand in the NBA. Maybe it is this season. But whatever the case may be, the Bulls have been very patient with Marko, and I think it's worth their while. And I think the Summer League experience has shown that their faith and their development in Marko is, at least at this point, succeeding. And that was probably the biggest part of that. Last season, Marko, again, a lot of people were saying he was too skinny. He wasn't strong enough to compete at the NBA. He had to gain a lot of muscle. He had to gain a lot of weight. In my opinion, Marko Simonović, when I saw, again, you can look at the comparisons between last season and this season's Marko Simonović just by the body transformation alone, and it's night and day. He's clearly worked very hard on his physique, and he knew that was one of the biggest weaknesses coming into the NBA that he had to improve on, and he's done so well at that within 1 year. So you can only imagine what another year and another year and another year can do. And he could end up being one of the stronger guys in the league. We'll have to wait and see. At the end of the day, I think there's potential there. And with the hard work that he's showing on his transformation, I think he can end up getting there over time. And again, just by natural aging as well, he'll get there over time, in my opinion. But his talent was always there. I don't think anybody really questioned his talent. You could see when we selected him from the draft, a lot of people compared him to Nikola Jokic straight away. Again, I don't really like saying big name comparisons to our guys because I feel like a lot of people do that and it doesn't end up working. And those are situations where I think we overhype players that get disappointed down the line. So I don't often use the Nikola Jokic comparison to Marko Simonović, but I think that, I guess, comparison was there to indicate that Marko has talent and Marko has skill, whether it's on the offensive end from the mid-range, his ability to hopefully improve his three-point shooting at the NBA level as well, even to some of these playmaking ability that he was able to show off in the Summer League as well. The kid has talent, and he's shown his talent in a nutshell. But what I think was the biggest part of why he got into the All-Summer League second team was his hard work. At the end of the day, I think it's a natural saying now, hard work beats talent if talent doesn't work hard. But I guess the biggest combination, the greatest thing to have, is if you have a hard-working, talented player. Because in my opinion, that's where I have faith in Marko Simonovic's future with this Chicago Bulls team. That's where I have faith where in 3 years, 4 years down the line, you could see Marko as one of the better players on this team. Potentially. Risk, development, all of that comes into a factor. But the fact that he was working so hard, how many of those 15.6 points that he scored were based off of offensive rebounds and putbacks? That's something that you don't necessarily need talent for, but that's hard work, that's energy, that's putting a lot of effort and making sure that you're working harder than the opposing centers that you're versing and forwards and stuff like that. That's taking advantage of mismatches. That's everything in between. A lot of Marko Simonovic's talent is there, and it will reign through, in my opinion, when he continues to develop. But the hard work is the main reason, in my opinion, as to why we won 4 out of the 5 Summer League games and why he stood out and had an incredible points and rebounds performance in this Summer League. So all I can say in terms of this retrospect is congratulations to Marko Simonović. This is not necessarily a video saying, look, 10 years down the line he's going to be our best player. I don't know what the future holds, but I really do think that the Bulls are entrusting so much on development. And just because Marko wasn't on the main team last year doesn't mean he can't be a big part this year, whether it's the power forward or the center, whatever the case may be. And development is always going to be key for the Chicago Bulls. I think our draft selections and how we've, I guess, put a lot of faith in some of them, and some of them have delivered. Again, Patrick Williams is another guy that we expect to have a big year. If he delivers, again, shows in our draft selection and trusting our development. Ayo had an incredible first season with the Chicago Bulls. We'll talk about him another day, but again, development. If he can have a really strong second year in the NBA, the development and the Bulls working on their development, and it's working, and people are actually getting better on the Chicago Bulls team. I've always felt like with the old regime, and especially probably with the old coaching staff as well and stuff of that nature, I always felt like development-wise, there are very few players you can look to and say, we've developed them properly. I think obviously the big one is Zach LaVine, because Zach LaVine was not really the player that anywhere close to the player that he was when he got traded here for the first part. And then obviously he continued to work on himself, and now he's a 25, 27 point per game player. And you got to give full credit to Zach LaVine. I think the development was there, but you got so many outliers. You got so many guys that didn't live up to the expectations. Denzel Valentine was, I think, a very high overall pick, and he didn't end up working well for the Chicago Bulls. You got guys like Larry Marketing, that's, yes, making a good money in the NBA, but we didn't use him well compared to the potential he probably had coming. He was compared to the next Dirk Nowitzki, and that has not come to fruition. You've got Wendell Carter, who I think probably has done the best out of all of them at this point that we've traded, but still, I think a lot of people say that Wendell Carter is probably better than the guys that we have now, but he's also doing it on a team that's not really winning, and that's where Wendell Carter's development is coming from right now. So hopefully when Orlando does win and Wendell Carter's part of that team, he'll be a big contributor to that. But yeah, we've seen a lot recently that the guys that we develop, or with guys we draft that we try to develop, doesn't always work. But I'm hoping that shifted has turned. I think Marko is an indication that has turned. We'll wait and see what his development will be at the biggest level. And hopefully guys like Patrick Williams, Ayo, Kobe White, whoever's on this team, whichever young players that we have that could develop, Dalen Terry, Justin Lewis, hopefully they could also follow suit. And we have a balance of extremely good core pieces, some veteran pieces, and some young talent alongside of that. I think that's the perfect match in terms of competing at the highest level. I don't think it's all old players. I don't think it's all young players. I think it's somewhere in the middle, and I think we've got a balance at the moment. We'll wait and see how it works out. But congratulations to Marko. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. Kind of went on a bit of a tangent there, as I do. Again, talking about the Bulls, you can often lead to different things, different topics and stuff like that. at the end of the day, we're entering a point with the Chicago Bulls where we're probably going to get a lot of slow days where there's not many things going around the Chicago Bulls. So these open discussions, these videos talking about certain players and what they could bring, I think these are the most important things now to discuss. We know what free agency is like. I'm very doubtful that we're going to do anything major in terms of trades at this point. Again, I think Kobe White is the only real person I can see getting traded at the moment. And I can honestly still see Kobe White staying here as well. So until something like that happens, I think we're going to see a lot of slow days for the Bulls, which I guess opens up topics like Patrick Williams, opens up topics like Marko Simonović, opens up topics like Aidan. And we'll talk all about that as much as we possibly can. So have a wonderful and safe day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.